Open the meeting for Monday, March 26, 2018. If we can all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic that stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Alrighty, approve the manifest.
I'll make a motion to approve the accounts payable manifest of March 26, 2018, and the payroll manifest March 27th, 2018.
Second.
All in favor? And the minutes.
One set for the table. Don't think there were any edits that I received, but didn't know if there were.
Yeah, I know I didn't have any. Anybody else?
I got 2/3 of the way through. Didn't find anything worth.
Motion?
Second that.
All in favor? Sorry. Yeah, I was jumping ahead because I forgot we had to sign these. So,
Ben, this manifest is your formal approval of what you got from Betsy last week is a list of all the expenses that we've paid.
Okay.
You have this routine where you see them before you sign them, but they've actually already happened. It's pretty common, but
Okay.
that's what you're voting and signing on. One is for payables, one is for payroll. You'll do one set of that each time.
and when you get them, if you have any questions, just email Betsy back, with any questions, and she
All right.
No,
Wasn't expecting
good,
one
huh?
already.
Alrighty, US reports from assigned boards and committees. No budget.
no budget. Season's closed for the year.
Planning board meets, tomorrow night, no, Wednesday night, there's 2 cases. One is a continuation on off of Ledge Farm Road, and the other is, off of Route 4 for 6 house lot subdivision. Austin. They started 7. Chris, you're up.
Let's see, we are just about done with solar installation at the fire department, and we are turning off the power here in the morning to kind of finish this one on. They haven't been connected to the grid yet, but we're getting close. No issues that we're aware of. Well, you're supposed to find them when we flip the switch, but so far so good. Let's see, we are in the process of installing our new phone systems in this building in the police department. I think if you give us another 24 hours or so, we'll know what we're doing when you call, if you need anything, or we're working on our messaging and our call flows and things like that, but so far so good. Couple hiccups, but it looks like it's gonna be great.
The numbers will all stay the same.
Yeah, all the published numbers stay the same. Yep, and the same arrangements for humans answering the phone when you call. You're not gonna get a, thanks for calling the town of Nottingham,
Yeah.
press 1 through 10 for these things. We're still gonna try and answer the phone all the times. I have a pile for you of signature kinds of things. One is the easement on the Kennard Road property that was approved by town meeting. Town meeting said, yes, you have the authority to do this, and we have it. You've actually seen the document already. It's been through legal and everything, and we now have the final. So, looks like, well, actually, there's 6 lines here. Pick a line, any line, and I'll notarize it. I'm gonna send that around.
This is all the one document?
It's all one document, one signature page. Sign it in black, not in red. We have, each year after town meeting, when we know what the final approved budget is, we have to tell DRA, this is what town meeting did and this is what they approved. And you have to verify that, so we have what's called MS 232 for you to sign. This is essentially the budget that you proposed and the budget committee proposed, plus the changes, plus or minus, in this case, plus the changes that were made at town meeting. So this reflects the added amounts that were appropriated by the meeting. So if you just write your name and your signature on the front of that.
The draft one, just wait until next meeting, but at least you can see it.
Oh, you don't want him to sign that one?
Don't send the draft, I don't.
Okay. Never mind.
I have a question on this. The way that this is set up, it almost looks like names should be printed and then signed.
Just sign them, that's fine. They only put 3 slots, so
Right.
either 3 of you sign it and print your name, which is sufficient, or you can all sign, or 4 of you can sign it with no name.
I think
That's fine. It'll be binding.
Print?
Let's see, and then at some point, you don't have to do this right now, but when in the course of the meeting tonight, you have requests from the library trustees and the Conservation Commission to appoint alternate members. And that's Paul Miliotis, and to the Conservation Commission, that looks like a full, no, that's an alternate. Sam Demerit as a full member to the Conservation Commission. Liz Katowski is a full member of the commission. And Debbie Merrick to an alternate slot on the library trustees, as well as a reappointment of the deputy town clerk, Lori Anderson, that has been requested by the town clerk, Sandy Weston. So,
do we want to do that now?
you can do it now if you wish, or you can.
What was it?
How many? That's for
No,
Bear
that's
Paw.
Bear Paw.
Oh, so we only need 3?
Yeah, majority.
So how many sheets are there actually to
I'll
sign?
pull them out for you. You want to make a motion? Or you wanna, get all this noise out of here. Well.
We need a motion on each of these?
Do them all at once, it's fine.
I'll make a motion that we approve the appointments for the library trustees, Conservation Commission, and Deputy Town Clerk as proposed.
A second?
Second.
All in favor?
That one's fine.
Okay.
That's not going anywhere. Just FYI, I have a letter for Donna to sign as chair that reflects the wind power article from town meeting. Town meeting approved the article. Basically asked the selectmen to tell the governor that they voted for this. And I have that letter for anybody that was tracking that. And lastly, you have, for the last year or so, each taken a month to sign checks, come in periodically and sign checks, and we have people scheduled through May. That's Donna through the end of this month, then Tony, then Charlene. If you want to fill in the rest of those with your preferences. You're gonna be traveling, you know you're not gonna be away, this isn't set in stone,
Yeah,
but
so
if you,
next up is June.
yeah, and,
Ben, you wanna take June?
Yeah, I can do June.
What that is twice during the month, Betsy will let you know that checks are ready to be signed. Sign them
Okay.
at your convenience, but usually before, she usually lets you know on Friday, so anytime before Friday, we can see if you're ready for Monday morning.
So do we just want to repeat
And
that?
just repeat
Repeat
it.
that.
Unless, is there any month that people are gonna be not available? Otherwise, we just go in order like we did last time.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah, I
you
think
can't for whatever reason, just let one of us know.
Okay.
And someone will be available to fill in if you have to be out. for
Drop
some
an
reason.
email, say, can't sign the checks this weekend. I just found it easier if we just assign a month to a person.
Yeah.
It's easier for Betsy.
thank you. And that is all I have.
On those solar installations, I think I brought up once before, I had asked once before, is there like a built-in web page in the inverter or some type of web page where people can go and monitor the performance?
Yep, once it's up and live, we'll link to that from the town website, and you can see how much it's producing, and
Yeah, track it on regular. 'Cause I mean, there's a lot of data junkies in town that are gonna love that. And, the school might actually,
oh, they might use it for,
for educational purposes. I'm kinda curious myself.
All set?
yep.
All right, so, as the first meeting of, kind of the new cycle, we tend to elect, the chair, the vice chair, and then, which representative boards that we will, sit on. So, so for chair, I just, so I talked to Donna, and she'd like to stay on as chair.
Make a motion to represent Donna, put Donna up for chair again.
Second.
I'd like to stay as vice chair.
Make a motion to nominate Charlene as vice chair.
Second?
So, for boards, it's required per the RSA that, a person sits on the planning board, as well as the, and then the other, boards that we've sat on is the capital improvement plan. And, we also have, and the key to focus, select person on the Marston project to work with Crest. That's it, right?
300th, if you
Zoning.
step back from the 300th,
Oh,
right?
the 300th too, right, I forgot that.
Zoning does not.
Zoning does not. So, Ben, what we've done in the past for new selectmen is usually asked to sit on the budget committee, because it's a really good way to kind of see it all.
Yep,
So if you're willing to,
I'd be willing to do that.
okay, just someone,
That one doesn't start till they don't meet
you might meet in June.
very often.
Okay.
And then it really starts up in the fall. And as it gets closer to the budget, it's on Thursday nights and at 7 o'clock. And as it gets close to the budget, you meet more often, up until January.
Yeah,
And then,
Then it goes silent for
and,
a
yeah,
few
months or
months.
so.
So it's, yeah, it's seasonal.
yeah, it's pretty seasonal, so it's not a real big time commitment. It's kind of really
All
focused.
condensed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Someone want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion with Ben for a budget committee.
Second.
All in favor? Congratulations, Ben.
Thank you.
So for the planning board, you know, I've been on it for the last couple of years. My term is ending this year. I think it would be good to have someone sit on it. I think it's good if we can have at least a select person sit on it for a couple of years, and if there's this transition. I'd like to nominate you for planning board.
Yeah, I can do that.
Second.
All in favor? And that's a much more time commitment. And Tony and I are meeting after this meeting, so I can kind of give them, like, what happens in a meeting, kind of.
Primer.
A little primer as far as, because it can get kind of confusing in the way that we do a couple of things, so. Tyler, you were on Marston last time. Would you like to stay on that?
Yeah, I could.
The 300th? Anybody wanna,
Yeah, I'll do.
and I don't know when exactly they're meeting and what they're meeting on. I think the key thing there is we're waiting on a plan from them.
That's Welch, right?
Yep. Yeah.
The 300? Yeah.
Would they come here? Right here? Okay.
I think they meet in the other, do they meet in the other one?
We bounce back and forth between 1 and 2, depending on who's there.
7 o'clock,
This Thursday,
6:30?
I think here, this Thursday, I'm here at 7.
7, okay.
I'll go on the CIP. All right.
I want to do that one.
Usually as chair, you don't go on the committees, but you usually have to work a lot on this.
I'm pretty confident Donna doesn't want to do that. Although it seems unfair that you can not be at a meeting and not get appointed to something and this, you know, stuck with something,
We could put her on.
or make something up.
We could make something up. There's a new committee in town, we put her on. And, Tony, I'll sit in as a substitute if you can't make the planning board, as a backup. And,
I want to do the motion in a second, and vote.
Okay.
300 and CIP.
oh, okay.
Did you guys, did the other two?
So we'll want to make a motion on the 300 CIP.
Make a motion to appoint Tyler to the 300 celebration committee. And the Marston committee.
All in favor? There you are.
Make a motion for Charlene for CIP.
Second.
All in favor? Alrighty,
And I can alternate for CIP.
okay,
Just be nice to get some exposure to that too.
okay. Impact fee refunds.
Go back, you have your review of your procedures sheet.
Uh,
Yeah, didn't you say? Yes, I hope I told the right one.
Yeah, that's
oh,
the same.
you're right.
Sorry, they don't need to sign it, it's fine.
Okay, and I wasn't sure, I did,
No, we
No,
don't.
we just need to talk about it,
Okay, so
make sure everybody's up.
in your packet, you received the procedures, select board rules of procedure. I think what we usually like to do at this first meeting is kind of go through it, make sure everybody's all on the same page, see if there's any questions or anything that we want to change to it. But did everybody get a chance to read it prior to the meeting? I'll just jump down to okay, I think the key point is number 5, the suggestions and the, any complaints, because, when we're outside and we're, in the community, sometimes folks will come up to us with questions or, any matters, whether it's, broad-based or specific to their individual case, and that we want to, listen, take that input, and bring it back to, Chris, if it's something that we need, kind of work through Chris, because we don't want to be out there talking to the folks and committing to things that we're not able to commit to. And then you should probably sit down and go through policies at some point in time, so you understand, because we have a series of policies that you just come in sometime and take a look
Yep.
at them so that you're up to speed on. And then relating to policies, that's kind of bring it back to the board. But I think the key thing is working everything through Chris as the communication tool, and so that he knows everything that's going on, and, not amongst ourselves, one-on-one. Was there anything else that anybody wanted to kind of just highlight, or?
Maybe just the fact that we have no executive authority as individuals, only as a board. So like I can't go down to the town shed and start bossing the guys around, for example. We do everything, all decisions are made as a board, and we act through Chris to.
Yeah, there was a point in time where, several years ago, but definitely not since you've been on board, where select, individual select board members were kind of assigned a department to report to, and that just created a whole lot of headache. So just everything goes a lot. Did you have anything?
If there is any problems that Chris hears, he brings them to us.
Yeah. Ben, did you have any questions on
No.
it or anything?
No.
Seemed pretty self-explanatory.
Yes.
Yeah, the only other thing I'd call out of here that in practice is the way we've been functioning is with setting the agenda. You all have, I can send it again, but you all have access to the kind of planning document that we map out the agendas for the future, so you can kind of see what's coming.
Right.
That's pretty much something that we build as a staff and say, this is what we have to do, and this is what is going on. But if there's anything that you want the board to talk about, just let me know, we'll plug it in. Anything that's, what I've typically done is, had a conversation with the chair about anything that's either sensitive or hot button or anything that's gonna generate more than the usual discussion at this level. We'll usually talk in advance about when we're gonna do it. If it's not time sensitive, we don't have to jump on something, we'll try and, just think about where we're gonna talk about things before we plug them in. But,
Yeah.
and that's another thing that's open for input from you all. If you wanna, talk about something that's really controversial, just give us time to get ready for it, because we can think through all the, it's all fair game, but we just wanna think about when we're doing stuff. Give everybody time to be prepared for it when it comes, or if it's a more complex thing that maybe requires some homework from the board before you get into it. That's another thing where we want to make sure we just have enough time to get you up to speed, so you're not wasting your time in a meeting. Stuff at home, so to speak. File on homework.
If you haven't gotten a chance, it's good probably just to come in, set up a time to sit down with Chris and kind of get up to speed, especially probably on.
We got started on that. I think we identified probably 3 or 4 more hours worth of stuff to talk about.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got keys, he's met folks in the building, he's on his way.
All sworn in.
Sworn in. Yep.
What's that?
That too.
Yeah, you got that already?
Okay, good. Impact fee.
Yep, I wrote to you to explain where we are in the impact fee process. The first impact fees that we collected 6 years ago have come to the point where they need to be refunded if they have not been spent per the ordinance and the law. And we have, for the last 6 years, we've been collecting impact fees, and we've been spending the fire portion of the impact fees on the bond for the fire station, but the school funds have not been appropriated, so we need to return them to the property owners. And the law says that the board has to make a determination to do that. It's a specific set of criteria that I've laid out for you here. And what I'm suggesting is that you not do that every time one of them comes up, but that you just set those criteria and delegate it to the staff to send a check when the time comes. We have one due out this month, and then the next one isn't until June or July. July.
So this is it for the year, what you've shown us?
I think I showed you the next 6 months or something.
Okay.
The pace picks up a little bit. If you think back to 2006, 2007, when the development came, the annual town report has a full list of all the impact fees and when they were paid. And you can infer from that when they'll be refunded if the remainder isn't spent.
Right.
Haven't heard anything of anything specific from the school board about spending the school portion, so we're just assuming that until we hear otherwise, we're gonna be refunding that piece. It's not something we can drag our feet with. The law says you got 6 years and then you gotta send it back, and that's what we're gonna do.
Ben, just to kind of back up a little bit, so when impact fees for this school were determined, it's done by the planning board. A study is done to looks at the capital improvement plan. It looks at population growth and the impact. And so at that time, in capital improvement plan was the expansion of the school. So the study showed that impact fees should start to be generated for comes forward that got voted down. So that's why there's this surplus for the school that is getting
Okay.
returned. For the fire department, that was for. So, do we want a motion? Any questions for Chris before we make a motion?
So your write-up says it's the list of all the escrow fees through 2021, but it stops this year. There's only 3 for this year.
Yeah, I didn't include everything, I just included the next handful of, just to give you a sense of the pace. I was not trying to list everything that was owed, I was just saying, we got one now, we got one in for 3 months. I don't remember exactly, but that's all I was trying to show
It's
you
in
there.
the town report, I think
Yeah.
you've got.
Yeah,
So this is just what we have to worry about for the rest of this calendar year?
for the next 6 months, I think is what I pulled out. Yeah, yeah, but I can give you the full list if you want it.
It's in the town report, I still,
Yeah.
I still have one. I can
There's probably 40 of them, something like that. Yep.
I think that, I mean, this is set up in a specific fund.
They're in escrow. Each one is in its own escrow account, so we'll just empty the account and close it. Yeah.
And then I think if you just report to us, you know, like, do this like every 6 months or something.
Okay, yep,
Kind of keeping track of it.
yep.
Any other questions for Chris? Motion?
A motion to, please send them back? Oh. All right, I'll make a motion, the select board directs the town administrator to refund the encumbered impact fees and incurred interest to owners of records for all properties reaching 6-year anniversary of final payment.
Second.
All in favor? Chris, I would just, on the letter that you're gonna send them, I would just reference the RSA
Okay.
in the letter.
And the town ordinance?
And probably the town ordinance, that's a good idea.
People are gonna be happy.
Yeah.
I'm sure, yeah, some folks may own a property that they had no idea an impact fee was ever paid on.
It could be that, yeah, could very well be.
Yep.
Could be the second owner of the house. Alrighty, next up. So there was just one. If you remember, last time we met, we had a whole list of waivers that we went through. There was just one that we missed, that Don caught, and we just wanted to make sure that we get that one official.
So we're correcting an incorrect.
It wasn't an incorrect one, it was one that we just missed, correct?
Correct. Yep,
Correct, correct, correct?
right.
It was one we
a missing
missed.
one
Oh,
You didn't state it in the motion when you were reading the motion at the meeting.
At the last
So
one.
right,
The paperwork's all right, but
the word correction on the agenda is incorrect. It should be completion.
okay. You want a motion on this? All right, I'll move that the Board of Selectmen waive the deed and notify the tax collector that they will not accept the tax collector's deed on map 24, lot 143 pursuant to New Hampshire RSA 80:38.
Second,
Second.
all in favor? Do you have anything else? Hearing
I got
none?
nothing.
All right, can I have a motion?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?